Hey everybody, I'm Morgan.
And this is Ryan.
And we're talking Chitty. We were taking the bus down the road to test it to make sure after we changed the injectors out and everything else, we wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to blow any black smoke anymore and that it wasn't going to break down or like all the fucking cabinets fall off the walls or...
Yeah, is everything going to slide to one side or the other?
Yeah, exactly. And it was like such a relief. I remember following you in the truck and like so much smoke. It was like white
Puff
smoke.
the magic dragon.
I couldn't even see you.
And
it was like the middle of the day. It was the middle of the day.
Yeah,
And
no, it was like a sunny day. West Texas sky, no
it was
cloud
crazy.
in sight.
No, that was nuts. So
yeah, dude, we drove it.
It was kind of,
I don't know, about 10 minutes, dude, just smoking like a chimney.
And it finally cleared up, and then we were good to go, man.
Yeah.
And it was cool because we tested that electronic brake, and we tested the tow hitch, with the trailer attached, and oh my God, I was so nervous that day because then
Logan backed us up. Yeah.
That next day, we were fucking gone. We left.
That's right. Yeah.
And we
I
went to
forgot.
Central Texas, and we went to
to see Brent and Amber in
yeah.
the new house that they had built up.
Yeah, and the kids got to see their friends when we were down there. And after being homeschooled over in West Texas for a year and a half and building the bus, and it was fun. We ended up staying an extra week. That was like the first time we were introduced to being like able to do whatever the fuck we wanted to do with our time. It was
freedom. It was total freedom.
Wait, we don't have to. I don't really feel like leaving right now. Like, I'm kind of still burnt out from the trip here. And then it was like, oh, wait a second. We don't have to leave. We could just schedule this another day or another week. And we did. We pushed it back a week.
Total freedom.
It was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we left. We went to visit my parents over in East Texas for a few months. And I guess this was mostly just to make sure shit didn't fall apart. So we stayed in Texas, and it's such a big state, man. It takes like 10 hours.
It was Christmas. It was almost Christmas time at that too, right?
Yeah. It was right after Thanksgiving when we got to my parents. Yep.
Absolutely.
And do you remember what happened? The first night we rolled in, it was cold and raining.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We didn't know we were going to get stuck, but yeah, we ended up getting stuck the next day.
Yeah. How bad was it?
Oh, it was the rear tires were sunk down half.
It was terrible. You know what? And we didn't even freak out. Like that build, we were like battle ridden at that point.
Well, we had solved so many problems at that time.
We had just bought these brand new tow straps, and we were like, we've never towed anything out of the mud before.
Especially a 26,000-pound vehicle.
It was huge. And then we have a 7.3 diesel, the Unicorn, and Ford, and she towed that bitch right out of the mud.
Like a champ.
Dude, like
there was nothing on it.
Nothing on it.
Yeah, dude. That 7.3 is just, it's an amazing.
It was amazing. And then we realized that we can't just park anywhere because we're so heavy.
Yeah.
And we got a bunch of gravel. And
the learning pains.
Yeah. Oh, God, the learning pains. Yeah. We patted that gravel
the beginning
down.
of our RV
experience. Yeah. It was a whole new chapter at that point.
Yep.
It really was. I remember.
Hold on. Do you remember the guy that this title of this podcast is "Do You Remember?"
Oh, hey.
We gotta stop saying that. No, there was that guy. He ran. I don't remember
Brandon's,
and his name was Brandon.
on the bend.
That was where that girl noticed me for playing lead for Jimmy and the Johnsons.
That's right. She did.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
yeah, he was the guy. What is it? He needed a freezer built.
One of those walk-in refrigerators for his crawfish.
This thing was in 27 different pieces. None of the pieces matched.
They were numbered, kind of, with
missing
arrows,
numbers,
and missing bolts. We didn't know what we were doing. We just had a picture.
Yeah, it went from numbers to letters.
It was really weird. And we pieced this shit together. We put the door on. He needed it to be sealed, so we sealed it with foil tape and put an air conditioner unit in there that he gave us to do, ran the electrical for it. I mean, we hooked and you know what was awesome though was like we worked on that for like a week, and then he was like, here, well, come on in and we'll feed you, and we're like, okay.
We were just so used to building, I think.
Yeah, we didn't know really what to do.
We didn't know what to do with our hands. We were like Ricky Bobby after, winning first place. I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know what to do. I wish you could see him right now. He's got his hands over his head.
Raising higher and
slowly raising it higher and higher.
But yeah, I just think that that was the first time in 17 months that we had actually had nothing to do, nothing to build, nothing to create, no more problems to be solved. The last problem was getting stuck in the mud.
You know what it was, though? We were tired of solving our own problems.
Yeah, we were ready. We talked about that actually during the build.
We were like, you know what? I'm just happy to be spending somebody else's money working on somebody else's problem because it's not my fucking problem to do. I just do what I'm told. And I wanted to be creative, you know, and we went on to this job, kind of like a job. You know, we just wanted to maybe get our name out there in the community for like doing some little handiwork.
No, we did it because we made the deal that if we did that for him, that your mom's candles could be sold in his restaurant. That's the only reason why we did it.
That's right. Man, and now he's not open no more. I know. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry.
It was good.
We tried. We did our best. Oh,
well, so while I'm speaking about my mom, go check her out on Facebook. She's the East Texas artisan. She makes soy candles and melts and crocheted hats.
She is still in business.
Yeah, she is still in business. She takes personal orders and she ships. Really awesome. All made in America, so it's even better. And she even does candles. Did I say candles? I know. Oh, she does a goat's milk soap.
She does candles. I know that.
No, does she do candles? Hold on. I think she does candles. Goat's milk soap. No.
She stopped doing those and started doing candles.
Oh, that's right. And goat's milk soap. And
worst ad ever, Morgan.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
Mom, this is like a 30-second ad. You owe me $25. I'm joking.
No, that's the only reason that we did that for him. And
that's right, yeah. And she did really well over there.
Also, we were going to try to do some tables for him because his tables were
I was
going to
reupholster some chairs, which I always wanted to figure out how to do. We wanted to refinish some tables, which we were like, let's just do this. And we were going to, he was hooking us up with some different people that needed some work done, and we just really wanted to be busy on other people's problems.
Yeah.
The kids were doing an art class. I found a great homeschool group down there. Again,
That's right.
Social media is fantastic when you have kids on the road. We hooked up with this homeschool group, hung out with them for 3 months, did park days, and found an art teacher. They did art classes for a month, and really enjoyed it. And
you've been really good with that on the road, though.
Thanks.
Finding homeschool groups in every single city that we've been in.
Yeah.
So, kudos to you.
Thank you. We have a lot of downtime, you know, but I mean, in between there are a lot of meetups too, where the kids just get to go be kids, you know, with other kids.
Without being a Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. I love the park days or going on a hike with people. Like, that's even better, you know, just get out in nature.
Oh, no, that was Toys R Us, huh? Where kids can be kids. Kids can
be a kid.
Kids.
I don't know which one is that Toys R Us? Where a kid can be a kid.
Come on, 90s kid.
I love 90s stuff. Okay, we're going to get off track right now because now I'm thinking about Salute Your Shorts. I'm thinking about... So when we were testing these mics, we were like... I was thinking of Doug.
Yeah.
The cartoon Doug.
Anyways, we got to get back on track, though.
Okay, yeah. So no more Camp on Awana. We're not doing that? Okay, fine.
Oh, that was great.
It was good. All you 90s kids, you guys. Yep. So I saw Donkey Lips on a movie the other day, too.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude. I can't remember...
I saw the kid from Mean Green, Sandlot, the catcher.
Oh, yeah.
He was on a movie recently, too. Yeah, well, I think it was 2015, but I just didn't know he was making movies anymore. He was the kid off of Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore.
Oh, my God, that's right. He
Yes,
was
ma'am.
in that movie, too.
Yes, ma'am. He was the brother.
That was awesome.
We're getting way off track.
Okay, yeah, so...
Focus.
So we were talking about East Texas.
Yep.
And
we were going to make some tables.
Ready to problem
upholstery.
solve. Okay, yeah. So
He's giving us good food.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, he like
literally
served
order
us
anything
lunch,
off his menu.
dinner. It was good. It was really great food. It's sad that they're closed.
Your mom got into a restaurant.
Yeah, she was selling some stuff there locally.
And remember, they were doing the commercial, so they had her thing in the commercial,
in the commercial, right?
Well, that's what we were told. I don't know if they ever did
I think it was for like a fishing tournament. Yeah, this is all on Toledo Bend in Hemp Hill, Texas, Manny, Louisiana. It's like right on the border, and it's a cute little town. Lots of fishing on the Sabine River. Tons of stumps in that river.
It's beautiful.
But we got some really pretty pictures on that bridge. The kids got to go play. Anyway, and after East Texas, we left, and we were heading up to see Gray in Washington.
Yeah, we went back to West Texas.
Oh, that's right.
Did we make that in a No, we went to Skoolie Palooza.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Terry Botkins.
Yeah. Hey, Skoolie Converters on Facebook, the Facebook group. We went to a Skoolie meetup It was a BYOB, bring your own bus.
Yep.
And everybody there was still working on their bus, I think, mostly. Minus Tim. I think the Calypso it was already done. And he has some beautiful woodworking. And Twin Cedar Works, I think, is his business. I'll have to get him on here. He does some really beautiful craftsmanship.
The man.
But the Calypso is their page on Facebook. We met up with 4 cars and a bus. Megan Carr and her family. Carla Bright with Frannie. Hey, Carla.
Beeks Bloom.
Oh, Beeks. Yep. John and Beeks Bloom. And I'm missing people right now, but Hollis and Carrie Thatcher.
Yes.
Hollis is coming out with a CD.
He's cutting a new album.
We'll have him on here too. Yep. He's picking up a music career. Hey guys, we love y'all. It was so much fun.
It was so much fun. Myself that night.
He got super fucking wasted. Him and Terry had a great time though.
What was it? 2 bottles of
Oh
Crown?
My gosh, Yoder home. Aaron Yoder was there too.
Yes.
Aaron does some amazing work as well. We met his son. We met Rhonda Sedberg and her daughter. I don't know if they're on the road yet, but I think she is traveling around. And so it was great because our kids got to meet up with other schoolie kids.
Yeah, that was fun.
Like you didn't have to explain a compost toilet to these kids. Like most of these kids were like, I got it. You flip the flap, you pee, you dump the toilet paper, you put it. Some people put the toilet paper in the wastebasket. It was just great, and the kids were screaming, running around, acting crazy. Looked like hippie fair, just going crazy. And there were some people were over here playing a board game. Cards Against Humanity, I think, and some people were around the bonfire, and I was chasing you. Some reason when he gets drunk, I have to chase him.
I don't know what it is about me. I like to run.
It was fun, and so the next morning, or the second morning we were there, we were Megan and Carla. We were all the last ones there.
We helped her work on her bus.
Oh, Megan, yeah, we helped hang her ceiling up a little bit.
And
the
then
tongue and groove.
We had Terry Botkins stir fry. And the wok that he makes with horseshoe handles.
Yeah, we bought one off of him. It was awesome. It's like it's an old tractor disc that wasn't stamped out in the middle, so it's like this big wok bowl, and we actually cooked with it on a campfire quite a few times. It is awesome.
It's rusty, and then we sand it down.
It's great for stir fry.
Re-season it. It's great.
It's great for stir fry.
It's
so
indestructible.
Yeah, it's steel. And yeah, so we had a really good time. So we all had coffee in Chitty Bang the morning we left.
That's
we were all leaving kind of slow. We didn't have to really go anywhere, be anywhere. Yep. Great bus life. And Megan and them left, and we couldn't start the bus.
That's right.
We were like, shit, Carla. Do you think Frannie?
She was the last one.
We'll start Chitty Bang, and Frannie's a short bus, but she had some girl power, man, because she started Chitty Bang. No, she didn't. What happened was we didn't put it in fucking park.
No, neutral. We had it in drive. I had it in drive.
Yeah, so we still had it in drive, and so it wasn't the battery. And then also we knew that hey, we need to get a trickle charger on these batteries too. So if we sat more than 2 or 3 days, they were drained. And we actually upgraded one battery because it only had one battery, and then we added a second to help with the cold cranking amps.
Yep.
God, I sound badass when I talk like that, don't I?
Baby, you look hot all the time. But yeah, so then from there, where did we go? That's when we went to West Texas. That's right. So we went
and hung out on Chris's property.
Mason. Yeah, and they're making a farm or a winery.
Oh, the winery. Yeah, I don't remember the name. We'll have to mention it next time. I don't remember the name of it. Broken Glass. Oh, that's something. Don't let me fool you.
Yeah, we hung out there off the grid for a couple days.
Almost a week, 5 days, I think. There was a storm that blew into New Mexico, and we were like, we're not driving this big ass 40-foot.
Oh, it was 80-mile-an-hour winds or 60, something crazy.
Yeah. So we just stayed off grid. His neighbor was really nice and let us fill up our water tanks so we could take a shower before we hit the road.
We didn't flood his house.
No,
we didn't flood it like Walmart.
And then we hit the road, and we were like, actually, we changed our route. We were going to go to California to go see Ryan's grandma first. And then when we got to West Texas, we decided to change it and go to Washington and see Gray first. Because we honestly thought we were going to find some land up there, and we were going to leave our 20-foot trailer over there, because at that point, when we got back to West Texas, we realized that the bus, it was just too much to haul that trailer and truck on behind the bus. So we offloaded it. We didn't want to blow shit in the first voyage out of state. So I started driving the truck and trailer behind Ryan. And we just communicated with walkie-talkies, which I suggest to anybody, even if you're in the same bus, because when you park, when you move around, when you're finding shit, it's nice to have a walkie-talkie. And when you want to have a little private time in your bus, send the kids out to the park, wherever you're at, and give them a walkie-talkie. Go let them play, and you got a walkie-talkie, and you can still have fun.
Yep, just make sure you don't have any hot mic incidents. And you're
don't have hot mics, yeah.
Yeah, so from there we went to UFO place.
Roswell.
Aliens. Yep, and you talked about that in one of the podcasts about how, I think you did, how we stayed there for about 3 days.
3 days at a truck stop.
Yeah.
And we were not like, I didn't know that we were going to be parked at truck stops, but like I found it to be one of the easiest places to pull up and stay and no one fuck with you or deal or anything. And you could, if you had engine trouble, you could literally, and we didn't, but you could totally work on it while you're there. And you have a cool convenience store.
Yeah.
We stayed off grid there for 3 days.
That was a cool town.
It was a really cool town. There was a lot
really
to
good
see.
Museums, yeah.
Yeah, and we were able to do it all without feeling rushed, even or paying anything, which is even better. So
that
we were
was the
saving
first time
money.
we were on our own too, though, since we had sold the house.
Out of Texas, away from roommates, and in our own house, our own place again.
Yeah.
We'd never lived with anybody else until the bus build, and so it was kind of like our first time back to us. And it was still stressful, though. I mean, hauling the rig around and stuff. I mean,
yeah, because it was all so new.
Then we went to Four Corners. That was fun. It took us, Siri took us on some.
Bad.
I don't know what they did. They were like,
I don't know what they
we're
did
going to take you through Navajo country. And like we literally went through like a lot of Indian reservations, and the road was really bumpy, and it wasn't a main road. I remember turning off the main road like, fuck you, Cordana or Siri or whoever is taking us on this adventure. Fuck you, because I know this isn't right. And sure enough, we ended up back on the same main road.
Yeah.
And we just like made a detour. It was beautiful, I guess. So I guess that was a great journey. But some of those hills were sketchy.
Yeah.
Scared me.
Yeah.
But then we got to Four Corners was cool, really quick stop. It doesn't take long.
all the
jewelry.
The jewelry.
Ryan likes to have conversations with, when he's in a good mood, he'll go have a conversation with like every vendor there and talk to them about their jewelry.
Some of the stuff that they have, I mean, because it's not something you find in an everyday store. Right. It's handmade, handcrafted.
Absolutely.
You know, some person put their blood, sweat, and beers into this thing.
He had an appreciation for that at that time.
And it was just some natural stones that you would find in the actual area, and they would slap some silver with it, polish these rocks and stones.
It was expensive. We didn't buy anything. We were in a no buying phase, but we would buy, we collected rocks, and we bought postcards from every state we were in so the kids could send some cool stuff to their friends.
We drive around with all those rocks.
Did
we ever download or offload those rocks?
No.
We still have them in the back of the truck?
Yeah. There's some big ones in storage, but these rocks came from Layla is our little geologist, and they're not little rocks, people. They're like boulders. Like they're at least 10 pounds a piece. And we're like hauling these big ass rocks all over the fucking place. That poor pillowcase is gone. It's ripped. Oh, yeah. It's not going to hold any rocks.
Now it just kind of corrals the rocks. It doesn't actually, it's not like a
we're
satchel
those people.
Anymore.
We have weird shit in the back of our truck.
I think everybody that has a truck
has some weird shit.
You know,
like moldy leaves or something.
I remember as a kid, I don't know who I was with, but we needed some rope for whatever reason. We happened to be at a Walmart.
Okay.
And me and whoever I was with needed some rope. So, hey, let me go look in the back of this truck over here. Sure enough, every good redneck has rope in the back of the truck. Hell, I got some rope in the back of my truck. So,
do we have some of that, like, environmentally
Sorry if that was your truck, and if you've ever been missing rope in the back of the truck,
that was Ryan.
Just let me know.
We had some environmentally friendly lighter fluid. It smells like moonshine or corn mash, okay?
Yeah, it does.
It, like, spilled out in, like, a Tupperware that's holding some balls, like baseballs back there. And so the balls are, like, floating in this rain/moonshine smelling liquid. And so every time I get out of the truck, I'm like, I need to dump that Tupperware out. I'm scared I might blow up.
Get a DUI?
Yeah.
Man,
I don't want to flick a match and like the whole back of the truck blow up. I don't know. So we need to we need to take care of that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I forget what we were talking about.
We were talking about our travels.
The journey.
Everywhere we went. You decided.
Up in Roswell.
We decided that we were going to go
to
the
Four
Grays.
Corners.
Went to Roswell, Four Corners.
And when we collected all those rocks. And then,
wait a minute. The best thing about living in a bus, this is the only time this has ever worked out for me, but it worked out perfectly. When we stopped somewhere in New Mexico, went into a Taco Bell. Are you going to finish every... So here, you tell the story.
I was just helping you along. No, you can finish it. Go ahead.
I can do this now?
Yeah, you can do it.
So we go to Taco Bell. We're coming out, and these 4 people, they just attack us. And they're like, hey, we need some money. We need some money. And we're holding 2 bags of Taco Bell. And so, but I look right them dead in the face, and I say, man, I wish you would have got to me before we got into Taco Bell. Like, I just spent the last bit of my money on this Taco Bell. And they're like, really? And so I point to the bus, and I'm like, yeah, man, I live in that. They looked at me like with pity. Oh,
my
okay.
God.
I'm sorry. And then they walked away. So we get back in the bus and take off.
That was hilarious.
But yeah, that was there was
homeless
4
people
people that just out of nowhere.
Ryan, he was in his Iraq mode though. I remember you grabbed my hand really tight and you like kind of pushed me behind you. Dude, they had like these thick trench coats on. Like it was
sketchy.
Unmildly hot.
I was afraid if we pulled out a wallet, we were going to get stabbed for whatever was in the wallet. So
yeah, and he just kind of, I knew that if something went crazy that we were going to walk away from this, and he was going to punch somebody in the throat. Yeah, because we
live in a bus. They felt sorry for us.
So that was actually really funny, and be prepared for the 4 corners. It's like $20 to get in. By the way, $20. So. Have that cash.
Where did we go? Oh, Cortez, Colorado.
Was that before?
That was 4 corners. Then we went to Colorado and we stayed. Is that Cortez?
We stayed in Cortez, Colorado. Yeah. We stayed at Mesa Verde RV Park.
Or no, did we stop? That's when we stopped in Cuba.
Well, yeah, we stopped in Cuba. It started snowing all of a sudden, and we stopped at a truck stop.
Beautiful over there.
Turned on this, and again, this is why I love this bus and why we built it to be totally self-sufficient and off-grid, was because we were at this truck stop. We couldn't drive. We didn't want to drive in the snow. Why do that? We're not in a fucking hurry, And better be safe than sorry. So we go inside. We go grab some like hot food, and
it was a sweet truck stop.
Yeah, we were just tired. I wasn't gonna make food, and we needed to conserve as much as we could because it was cloudy skies, so solar, blah blah blah. You got to be conservative. Anyway, so we went and bought some food from inside this little truck stop casino, and then turned on the propane furnace. Sorry, I think Mila's finishing her dinner over there, so she's so loud. Or Micho's playing with her bowl. Either one.
One of the two.
If you hear some metal, that's going on. Again, don't forget we were in a bus.
49 square feet.
Studio.
So
we turned on the propane furnace. Even the engine from the bus was keeping us warm, and it was great. We had Netflix going on, and it was just like fucking every other day. Every other day in a house. A sleepover. Can we make bunk beds? We can do karate in the garage.
In the basement.
In the basement.
What is the garage? It's one of them.
Okay.
So
and
then
anyway,
we went to Cortez.
Yeah.
That was the first time we ever smoked legal marijuana.
That was.
You remember trying to talk to the bud tenders? I'm whispering to them like, hey, let me get some of that.
Yeah.
Because it was weird. There was cops on the outside of this place because they were stopping somebody. Mm-hmm. We come from Texas, so we just felt like we were doing something illegal. You know, one thing I was not prepared for, I never just thought about it.
What?
Was when you walk into a dispensary. It reeks of marijuana.
Dude, it reeked on the all outside.
But the problem is when you come from Texas and you smell marijuana, you're like, hey, you better hide that.
Yes.
Who did that?
Who's scared? Yeah, it's scary because you're oh God, oh my God, because you don't want to draw any attention to yourself, but you can look these dudes dead in the eye and
so I go in there and try to, whisper, what I want over the counter, and the guy starts laughing at me. He goes, "You're not from Colorado, are you?" No. He goes, you can say whatever you want to say. It's legal here. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's right.
Hey, you can buy a T-shirt about it if you want.
I was about to tell him, hey, man, you better hide your pot, dude. There's cops outside and it stinks.
That was the first time I ever heard a thing called caviar. And it's called different things. There's moon rocks. It's called that. But basically, it's flour. But then it's like drenched in oil, cannabis oil, and then rolled in keef.
Yep.
And you smoke that. And it's supposed to be, it's like 70% THC, which is the same as a vape pen. But I don't know. I think we were just so used to getting homegrown or just whatever stuff and stuff from Mexico that Yeah. That I think we were just like super high on the fact that we could get high. We had to keep it together, bro.
No, I was laughing at you.
Yeah.
Choked on my water.
But anyway, it was fun. And that was like the prettiest Walmart view I've ever seen in my life. It was like the most beautiful view. It had like this huge mountain. It was the Mesa Verde National Park was right down the road. And by the way, guys, Mesa Verde RV Park is schoolie friendly in their off season at least, because there was only like 6 people there, and we were there in March, and there was a freak snowstorm. Like,
we made snow angels.
Oh, we did. It was so much fun, and the kids got to finally see snow, and it was. I think that was the first time, that whole trip, I guess, now that I think back to it.
It's an adventure.
It was the first time we were like, oh my God, this is bus life. Like, this is. And
you
even
can
after
do whatever
that,
you want to do.
Listen to this, though. When we got there, we've never been to an RV park before. We didn't even have the RV septic hose. We freaking rigged together this PVC pipe.
Bro.
And then we rigged together this PVC pipe. It worked. It got down. It got to the grade. There were no leaks. But then that day after we got it, the next day we went and we got a Walmart septic hose, and then we figured out how that worked. And then after like a year later, then we actually did all the correct attachments and stuff. But whatever we were doing was working.
That's where we left our first stepladder.
Oh my God! We left the 3 stepladder there.
That's right.
And we used that to close the back deck because we put the control for the winch that opens and closes our ramp/deck inside of the deck extension. So we couldn't get to it just standing on the outside.
So we didn't know if anybody was going to just start touching buttons.
Yeah, it was a safety. It was operational security.
Now it's easy. We can get to it.
Yeah, we've reconfigured that space to make it a little bit more efficient. And that's, living in your bus, you don't really know what you're getting into until you live in it.
Yeah.
You don't know the functionality of a space. We've changed quite a few things. But, most of the stuff is the same. But we've just kind of twerked and changed and tweaked. And
yeah, you've been twerking?
We twerked. Twerking.
Is that what you do when you're not podcasting?
I'm twerking.
You're twerking?
I'm twerking in the bus. No, I'm usually doing Sirsasana. That's Sirsasana. It's that headstand I'm always fucking doing because I can't do any other headstand.
Oh. I was going to say, it just sounds cool, whatever it is you're doing. I've never seen you do something that cool, whatever that was called.
He touched my butt in one of my videos. Yeah. But
like
anyway.
You're vulnerable.
I am.
You're easy
no
pickings.
hands.
So from there we went to the Arches.
Oh my God, Wilson's Arch in Utah. We cut across. We only saw that little corner of Colorado. We kept heading up to Utah. This guy at this we got some really cool pictures, by the way, of the arches, of a couple of arches. We didn't get to the actual national park. We were we talked to this gas station attendant, and he was like, "You need to get out of Utah as fast as possible." There's
no joke. This is what he tells us.
He said, "There's momos here." And we were like,
"What's
a momo?" And he was like, "Oh no, they're Mormons." And I'm like, oh, "Okay, I don't know much, so I don't really. I'm whatever." But yeah, he wanted to see the bus. He was really cool, and I think we were kind of like ready to be stationary. We had been traveling for about a week and a half at that point. I think we were ready just to be set somewhere. We did our laundry somewhere in New Mexico, in the Wonder Wash. I talked about it last podcast. And that's a really great washing machine. But so we kind of blew through Utah. We got to Idaho. They had gas stations that had a freaking faucet.
While you're filling up your fuel, you could fill up your water tanks.
It was cool.
The best.
It was really cool. And they had really good fried chicken there.
Yeah, they did.
We took some for to go on the road. We weren't super healthy back then, but we also were eating a lot of road food just because I didn't want to cook. I didn't want to cook on the road.
Yeah.
You gotta prepare, and you're kind of driving, and it's just whatever. And then we got to the drive through Oregon.
Road
was
trip
gorgeous.
Calories don't count, right?
Yeah, no matter how long you're on the road for, 2 years later. So the drive through Oregon was really pretty though. We entered like at one side of Oregon, and we drove down what was that river? The Dalles? Dalles or something? It was beautiful. It's the river that separates. I think you're right.
I don't know if it's Dalles, Dalles.
Anyway, it's the river that separates Washington and Oregon, and it was gorgeous.
Yeah, it was. That whole trip through Oregon.
It was.
Drop dead gorgeous. I kept thinking of ducks the entire time we were driving through Oregon.
The Mighty Ducks?
No, I think they're the Oregon University.
Oh,
Their
yeah,
mascots,
that's right.
ducks.
Oh, yeah. I had some friends from
So I just
Oregon.
kept thinking of ducks.
You know what? There there were a lot of waterfalls on that drive too.
Yes, there were.
And again, this was in April now. It was April at this point.
Yeah.
Because we drove mid-March till April. And,
then we went to Gray's. Oh, we stopped at a rest area.
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
that night?
Yeah, it was one night there. And so most rest areas, they have like this 8-hour thing. They're like, you can't stay here more than 8 hours. But guess what? No one's checking. We usually stay 12. We would sleep, take our time, get up, make breakfast, drink coffee.
Yeah, we would pull
and then hit
in
the
maybe 5
hit the
o'clock and then
Again,
stay there for the night and then get up in the morning, cook breakfast, take off.
And that was the benefit of having, again, a self-sufficient bus. We literally could pull up. I have my propane stove, so we did cook sometimes, like when we were at rest stops and stuff, because we didn't want to separate. We just wanted to hang out and do nothing and relax. So we were able to sit down, watch Netflix, cook some food, drink some coffee, make some tea, whatever we wanted to do. So it was really cool. And we ended up getting to Gray's house, and man, so I don't.
As soon as we got into Washington, it started raining.
Yeah, it did.
Yep.
And we really thought we were going to like the Pacific Northwest because we missed Alaska.
And it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. The big trees, the big boughs. Like, whenever I hear the word boughs now, I think of the
From
beautiful,
Huge.
just those huge, like, Christmassy trees, and they were just so heavy. And there was this crazy storm that went through, like, for 5 minutes when we were there, and like it was a storm. Everybody could not stop talking about it. It was like a regular Texas storm, but it's different up there because it
wasn't even a Texas type storm.
No, because it only lasted like 5 minutes. But like the trampoline flipped over. It was like really windy and it kind of rolled in really fast. But anyway, these huge trees are so heavy. This wind just like took out cars. Like the trees fell over, branches snapped. It was pretty devastating. Like some of the damage that actually occurred from this. But it
wasn't a big storm like
it was
you
just
would see
really
in
windy.
Texas. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't get those kind of storms though. But that's when we thought, man, that place is awesome. If that's a bad storm, I'll take it.
I didn't realize though how much I missed the sunlight. I remembered when we were there that why Alaska was a little hard in the wintertime. Yeah. I actually went to the tanning bed. I was prescribed by the doctor. He's like, go to the tanning bed. And you would see old people there in the middle of the winter because 6-9 months out of the year it's dark.
Yeah, what is it you need from the sun? Vitamin D?
Vitamin D. Yeah. There's actually a few different vitamins in there, but vitamin D is kind of the big one. Yeah, it was like they recommended it. I don't know if it's still recommended or not, but they're like, oh, if you breastfeed, go do vitamin D. I don't know. That was fucking forever ago, like 13 years ago. And Micho now is clawing the door. He's going to go crazy, kitty, because it's late at night. It's like 9 p.m. This is when he pins his ears back and runs down the fucking hallway and like ninja cats off the bus seat and attacks people when they walk by the bunks.
Yeah. This is how he rolls.
So if you hear weird shit, that's him.
That's what it is.
Micho, the tiny house cat.
So we get to Gray's.
Okay, so his driveway is like super steep, like inclined and turned. It's a beautiful house, by the way. Gray, good job. You did an awesome job. And he was such a great host. Him and Tasha and the kids, they shared that space.
Tasha. I like Tasha when she drinks.
Dude, Tasha's the best. We had a mom's night out and got totally trashed.
You guys, when you came back, were just awesome. You reminded me of Bad Moms, the movie.
We called the Uber driver because we were like, we're not responsible. We can't do this. So we left the car there. And, we Ubered home. Probably really annoying to the Uber driver, but I remember all we could talk about was how awesome our mom night was. Couldn't stop laughing. It was just a really awesome time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Did you guys ever play pool even?
Oh my God. Oh yeah. We played pool all night. We got really sloppy by the fourth game.
Whatever.
I was playing Britney Spears, and all you bitches know what that means. At least for me.
Gotta work, bitch.
Yes. I'm like, that's like stripper music. See, it's time to leave. It was time to leave. And we closed it. And we got, it was nice. And it was good, though. It was good times. And
you worked as a bud tender while you were down
there. So I wanted to learn more about marijuana. And, I have my degree and all that stuff. But I was always interested in that because I want to know what the benefits are, actual benefits, and get some education on it. I learned so much. I learned about the different strains and the indicas, the sativas, the THCAs, the THCBs or Cs, the CBDAs, the CBDBs, all these things, and how they interact with cannabinoids in your brain, things that you already have in your body, cannabinoids.
Naturally.
You know what they actually say, that most people are cannabinoid deficient because cannabinoid's actually a nutrient. And most people are lacking that nutrient because it is illegal to have such. Well, I think CBD is actually legal now, federally legal. So you can do CBD. But if you guys can get your hands on some CBD, it should be about $30 for 200 milligrams. That's a legit cost about in a legal state. And
helped your dad.
Yeah, it helped my dad fight cancer. It helped him through his bone marrow transplant process. He got out of a clinic 15 days sooner than any other patient with no mouth sores. Didn't
and
experience
he kept his weight?
Yeah. Well, it was up and down, but he didn't experience vomiting or diarrhea, and he was able to keep his appetite. Yeah,
Wow.
He might have lost it a little bit, but I mean, you guys, he's 73 and he's had a sextuplet bypass. I mean, this guy
Stuff his nails.
fucking A, like he's not going anywhere. He is tough, and I mean. And CBD, here's the thing too, CBD has no psychoactive ingredient, like the THC is what makes you feel funny. 2.5 milligrams you can handle of THC. But if it's strictly CBD, you're only getting those anti-inflammatory benefits, you're only getting all that good stuff.
The medicine.
And THC is its own medicine, it's in its own right. It would be like if you took an Oxy and it kind of makes you feel funny or makes your face itch. Okay, THC doesn't make your face itch, but it does make you feel a little funny depending on how much you use. And once we figure out as a country and do the research, the medical, like we have actually given grants to Israel. God dang, I can't remember that doctor's name. I'm going to look it up though. But we have given him money over the last 20 years to research cannabis and all the benefits.
He's the guy that found CBD.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Raphael, I think is his for Dr. Raphael something. And he really, I mean, helped me open my eyes, but just working as a bud tender in the field and getting to meet people like it was Green Lady in Olympia, Washington. Hey guys, hope y'all are doing good. And I really appreciate it. They gave me this amazing opportunity, and I made $10 an hour plus tips.
But it was fun.
It was so much fun, and I got so much free weed.
Yeah, you did.
I had to do paperwork on it. I had to talk about the packaging. I had to talk about the effects, the taste, how it made me feel, which was great because marijuana is such a personal experience for everybody, and everybody has their own strain, and nobody knows until you try it in different ways. Edibles, mouth sprays, tinctures.
Ooh, be careful with edibles.
Look, guys, 5 milligrams at a time.
They pack a punch.
5 milligrams is all you need to handle the first time.
Who was it? One of our friends was telling us a story about eating a gummy bear because it was one gummy bear in the packet, so he thought, oh, it must be a single serving.
Oh, my gosh.
I guess you were supposed to cut this gummy bear into 4s.
Yeah, if it was like a 50 milligram.
Yeah, they were out that night.
There's been a lot, like, so people would come in and they'd be like, I totally time traveled last night. I had too many, I ate too much for brownie. I've never been like that. And I've eaten some pretty decent, but I'm always a responsible drug user, alcohol user. Okay. I'm
staring at her, really.
I used to be an irresponsible alcohol user, and we all drink a little bit too much. So, Charlie Murphy, shut up. So anyway, so we've all been irresponsible at some point in our life. But
just be responsible, yeah.
But yes, I am more responsible than most people.
Don't go eat edibles. Go drive your vehicle. Don't go smoke and drive your vehicle.
Exactly.
But so about the people that you were talking about
really
that
awesome
would come
people.
in for medicinal reasons.
Oh my gosh.
I remember you telling me stories about different patients that came in.
Yeah, cancer patients. We had arthritis patients. There were, and again, this is a recreational state, but these are people coming in. They don't want to get their medical card because, the only benefit is like you get taxes and whatever off anyway. So you save a little bit of money, but most people don't want to have their name associated with anything when it has to do with a federal substance. So yeah, they were really great people. So they would come in, and moms would come in with kids with seizures, and they would get cannabinoid oil. They'd get the Charlotte's Web oil, I believe is what it is. I learned about RSO, which is a Rick Simpson oil. This guy, Rick Simpson, developed it. It's actually a whole plant extract. So when you hear someone talk about oil, they're usually talking about the flower extract of the oil. Well, guess what, guys? The entire marijuana plant is super good for you. There are so many nutrients.
So there's no waste at all when it comes to that?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
The whole plant. So you're not just like trimming flower and then throwing the plant away, like you could make shake, I guess, and stuff too, but the leaves, the stalk, guys, where do the nutrients go in a plant? They go through the veins, they go through the stalk, they go to the leaves, they go through everywhere.
Absolutely.
When a baby plant is formed, it's all right there.
Inside the seed.
Yes. So,
you know, that sounds stupid, but until we actually started gardening ourselves, I never understood that there was a little baby plant inside of a seed. I don't know. I thought magic happened. You put it in, the soil, put some water on it. I don't know, magic, I guess. But when you finally actually see little sprouts coming out, you start to realize, oh, wait a minute. This thing is inside of here. Their first 2 leaves are inside of this seed. But some of these seeds are so tiny. Like, how does that
they look like
fit
pepper.
into there? Yeah.
Like little, I remember some seeds look like little peppers. Raphael Mechoulam.
That was the guy's name?
Dr. Raphael Mechoulam.
Very nice.
Yes.
He's the guy we were giving grant money to. Okay.
Yes, in Israel. He is an Israeli organic chemist and professor of medicinal chemistry at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem in Israel. He is not some backyard doctor, guys. This is a legit dude. And we've been giving him grants. We've already done the research. We've paid for it. But you know how we are. We like to be hush-hush about stuff. But eventually it's going to be legal. Eventually it is going to do it. And anyway, it was really great. Moms would come in even and like know exactly what strain, like with what THCA breakdown that this plant had to have. Oh yeah, I was talking about the RSO oil. So yeah, you can actually topically apply it. He extracted all the oils out of this plant, so it's like a dark syrup. And you can either apply it. He applied it to a cancer. None of the doctors could figure it out. He put it on this. He like soaked this rag in this oil and then like applied it to his skin, and then the tumor shrank. It was gone. And the doctor that he had that he was under his care, he refused to admit that it was because of the oil that he made. Rick Simpson, now RSO.
Sure.
So anyway, you can actually now mostly you do is you ingest it, and you only ingest the size of a grain of rice. That is how powerful this is.
Potent.
It comes in like this syringe, not a needle, a syringe, so because it's just easier to handle and dose yourself milligram wise. And you're supposed to, and every day you work up this tolerance. Now, this stuff will make you sleepy. It's like very like downer, like really make you tired. But listen, you're taking this because you're sick. And when you're sick, you need to sleep. Your body has to shut down. Your brain has to shut down. I am not a doctor, but I do know that your body has to take that time.
Oh, you do it every time you're sick. Anytime you get the flu, your body's telling you, shut down, lay down. Yeah.
Eat some chicken soup.
Stop moving.
Well, this is chicken soup for your soul. It's chicken soup for your whole body. And it really, really is. And once people hear more about it, again, I never would have learned any of this if I didn't go up to Washington myself.
Yeah.
And get into this industry. Because as a pot buyer
there, it was so fast too.
Oh God, I picked it because I wanted to learn about it.
Yeah.
And I was so tired of the bus bill. Like I wanted to learn about something that I knew was beneficial for me, and it was beneficial for my husband who has PTSD.
Sure.
And it helps with his anxiety. Being a pot consumer or a marijuana cannabis buyer, you kind of feel rushed sometimes when you're in these dispensaries to get in and out. Maybe it's just my 90s dare kid inside of me, like, get in and get out, like put your shit in a coffee container so the cops can't smell it and get home as fast as possible. Like that's not it. I didn't even start smoking marijuana until I was 21, when Ryan was extended. When I found out he got extended after a year tour, and we indefinitely. My friend Mary, love you, Mary. She anyway, my friend told me about marijuana, and so I tried some, and it was the best sleep of my life. I actually slept for the first time in a year, and it was awesome. So I didn't know anything then, and I knew, there was just a really big negative stigma on it, right? Wouldn't you say that too? Like as a
sure.
just as a 90s dare kid in general.
Absolutely. Yeah, they beat that into your brain.
But, we got to see all the tobacco advertisements.
Absolutely.
Marlboro Man and everything else.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you had fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I liked hearing your stories when you'd come back.
Yeah, I learned a lot. Dude, there was one guy that would tip the bud tenders in Bitcoin.
Before Bitcoin blew up.
Yeah, it was like $2,000 maybe at the time. Or maybe it was like $200 or something at the time. But like nobody was using it. So he was just like passing this shit out. And then literally the month we left Washington, Bitcoin was at $4,000. Now it's at what?
I think
7,000, something like that. But yeah, so it was cool. It was a really cool community. It was really cool to be in a totally different mix. Like that was the first time I've ever been around transgenders.
Yeah.
That many. Yeah, there was we actually hosted drag shows at our Olympia at the Green Lady place.
My first time actually was when we were in that bar.
That's what we're talking about.
I guess that's where we're going. Was when we went to that pub crawl in Austin. And they took us all around the local bars, and we thought, oh, cool, man, they have this burlesque show going on. Mm-hmm. And then they all lifted their skirts, and you realize, all right, this is what we're doing now. So it's a good show.
It was a fun show.
I had fun there.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
Really great time. And, so being in that, and I think traveling in the bus, I mean, it really brought us to become more of who we were. We never were able to be open about our opinions and beliefs because I don't know. Maybe we're too scared to voice them, I guess.
Maybe.
And now the bus.
I didn't think I was ever too scared to voice my opinion.
Well,
anybody that knows me, I mean, knows I don't really.
Did you go around telling everybody that you smoke weed?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. Everybody that I talked to knew that I smoked weed.
Oh, well, see, okay.
You talk to people. I don't talk to people.
Yeah, okay. So that's true. I am. I'm the socializer, guys. If you didn't know, I'm the one that runs those Facebook pages. Ryan chimes in every now and then, but yeah, that's me. That's all me. And that's okay. That's why we make a great partnership.
Sure.
So he supplies my hobbies basically. He used to have some crazy hobbies too. Let's talk about the dart frogs.
Why do we even have to go here now?
It's time for
I liked
you
it
to
when
talk.
we talked about you.
Just real quick. I know we're going to sidetrack off this, but I need to put the spotlight on you for a minute. I've been talking quite a while.
Yeah.
So tell them about your dart frogs.
They were awesome. My dart frogs were freaking amazing. They were beautiful.
They were.
The only thing I didn't realize is that they ate flies, and I bought them before I realized what they ate. And yeah, irresponsible.
No, okay. And he also spent all this money on this terrarium with fog and a waterfall.
It was nice.
And
I
lighting.
had them a sweet little hotel. But then when I had to buy the actual flies, I realized, okay, this is going to get kind of expensive if I got to buy flies all the time. So then I had to start researching how to, breed flies. So
what the hell?
This all worked out great until one day we knocked down one of the little towers of flies, and our house had 500 flies in it. It was
ridiculous. Like fruit flies. They were babies.
And then there was something to do with the humidity. They didn't last. And
poor things.
Yeah, I regret. I should have been more responsible with that one.
Yeah.
But they were beautiful. Flies suck.
That was early
fun.
20s.
Yeah.
We had ferrets too for a little while.
Yeah,
we had two ferrets in Alaska, and then we found out that our neighbors, they just
I don't know, didn't take care of them.
Take care of them,
So,
yeah. And we saw them one day in their basement.
They bit you all the time.
And I was like, Ryan, we have to save them. We gave them $100, and we took these ferrets. We got the descenting whatever, and they were so much fun. And then we found out on posts that you cannot have rodents, and they're considered rodents. So then we were in Alaska again, and some fucking how we found this lady who rescued ferrets.
Yeah, she had tons of them in her
North
house. I
Pole,
forgot about
Alaska.
That. That's right.
Dude, she had ferrets that were cancer ridden and were on their last leg. Like she was a hospice.
One with two legs, yeah.
Yeah, one with
just
two
rubbed
legs.
Its belly on the ground, its face in. And
Looked like Ren and Stimpy. Like
oh,
Ren,
Jesus, yeah.
Ren looks like that. Yeah, so somehow we found this fucking...
You found?
I did, and it was before the internet was crazy, right? It was 2004.
No, it wasn't before the internet, but
we
it was
weren't really
before the
using
internet was maybe as large. It was before the Razor phone. I know that. Right?
Dude, we didn't even have a phone then yet. We weren't getting paid enough. We had to buy a calling card so we could call home.
That's right.
Because it was long distance.
That's right. Yeah.
It was different up there.
You remember when I saved you that food in my Gore-Tex jacket?
He is so sweet. So we got up to Alaska and didn't have any money. My parents just bought this huge wedding and everything. We weren't going to ask them for any money. So we were like, we're newlyweds. We'll figure this shit out on E1 Pay, even though I wasn't on your orders.
Yeah, I went with some guys to Burger King, and I just didn't want to not eat Burger King. So, yeah, I bought the Burger King, split everything in half. And
$5 was a big deal back then.
Yeah.
And he did. He put half of the burger. And if you've seen this guy, he's big. He could have eaten that whole burger by himself. He didn't have to share it. But he waited. We'd been eating bean burritos for like a week. And he saved half of the burger and half the fries in his jacket. And he came home and he gave it to me. And it was like the best meal I ever had in my fucking life.
It was like 6 hours old too.
It was. And it was December. So it was like -50 outside or something. And so his body heat and Army Gore-Tex kept this burger decent.
You're welcome.
It was so sweet.
The things I do.
He is so sweet.
So, you were at
Green Lady.
Oh,
and Ryan sold some pipes there.
I was just about to say that, yeah.
Yeah, we're on the same page, sir.
Dang. You thinking what I'm thinking? So, yeah, we, I made some pipes and sold them over there at Green Lady. And I had some purple heartwood left over from a Phil Collins guitar that my buddy did for the guy, Phil Collins of Def Leppard. And I only sold one of them there, and it was because it was a Def Leppard fan. Yeah, and she took that totally on a leap of faith, but it's 100% true.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah, it was.
I saw it.
They literally made his guitar
That's
out
what
of
Jake
a piece
said.
of that wood.
Jake, don't fucking lie to me. CR Allsup guitars, go buy one. So he, so this lady comes in and she's like, I'm going to a concert. And I'm like, her bud tender, I'm getting her some bomb-ass weed. Probably wears my bike because it's a sativa, a super big upper, and it was really good. And I think it was by Kush Kush. And I'm going to copyright this because I would always tell people, Kush Kush, the weed's so nice they named it twice. Everybody loved it. I hope you guys still use it over there. But anyway, so just know you got it from here and from Talking Chitty. Anyway, so she's like, we're going to a concert. And I'm like, do a concert? And she's like, Phil Collins. And I was like, no way. I was like, my husband totally has a pipe made by Phil Collins. I'm going to show you. Or not made by, I'm sorry. Made out of Phil Collins' guitar. You need to smoke your weed out of that pipe. And she's like, I need a pipe because we're going to the Gorge. I guess that's where a lot of concerts happen. So she goes and buys it. And it was a great sale. Yeah. It was awesome. Like, it couldn't have happened any better.
Good job. You marketed my pipe perfectly.
I'm a very sociable person.
So, we leave there.
Okay, no. So we're looking for, and at Gray's house, by the way, we are on solar power in the Pacific Northwest. We're only hooked up to his water. And I think we did at that point have the batteries on a charger.
Yeah, we put a battery tender on there, yeah just for the bus batteries.
And there were a couple of days, it was really cloudy. I mean, it was beautiful when the sun came out. There's only a few days where it would be like 3 days cloudy and like we'd only get to like 80% on our solar. Yeah. And so we literally couldn't do anything that day. Like we couldn't watch TV and stuff.
Yep.
So guess what you do when that happens? You go outside. That's what the bus is for. We went camping at Skokomish Park. Beautiful.
We talked about that on here before.
Yeah, we did. And we did a hike. We did a fucking 10-mile hike.
That's where we used that walk that Terry Botkins made.
Oh my God, that's right. Yeah. And we bought Ryan, our daughter, researched this tent. It was an awesome tent. Bought it on Amazon.
We took her word 100% on that tent. Yeah, and she just did the research, and
it was a great tent.
Yeah, we gave her that task, and we didn't even. I think we went over it with her, but yeah, it was
we looked at it
before
we bought it. She did a really good job. We definitely agreed with her, and it was awesome. But yeah, so then we were like
stuck in my throat.
We met a guy there at Skokomish Park that told us about work camping.
Yep.
He was a veteran. He was like a Navy veteran, and he was getting paid $10 an hour.
Yeah.
At Skokomish Park, and he was going to get to use the garage to convert his van conversion.
Yeah, he was doing a van conversion. That's right.
It was cool. And so we learned about this, and then I started researching because we're like, well, where are we going to go next? Because we looked at some properties over there. We looked at some on the Pacific Ocean. We looked at a few in Central Washington. We didn't actually go to any in Eastern Washington, though. We just looked online.
Yeah.
And then we decided,
after
I think
that,
it wasn't
that's when
for
we
us.
went down to Oregon, and then we went to Klamath, and we work camped.
We work camped there. We found them. Yeah, I sent my resumes, and
that was a cool place.
It was really cool.
Those barbecues that we would have
Saturday?
every night. Yeah, working that front office desk, the front desk.
Yeah, Ryan and I stocked the store.
That was a fun job. It really was.
Spent like $40 a week at that store, and we sat there and ate candy all fucking day, and Cokes. And but anyway, Saturday night they'd have salmon,
smoked salmon. That's what we would eat too.
Smoked salmon and chicken is what we would have, and it was so good.
They
and
had
we
a
had
live band out. Yeah,
it was a great time. We were selling beer to everybody. It was fun to see everybody have a good time, and they had a little garden and some chickens, and we were able to take care of the garden and take food out of the garden and
the eggs.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a really cool little place. There was no internet for 3 months. We talked about that last podcast, and
that's what made that place special, though.
It really
made you disconnect. Like you said earlier, you were among the giants.
Yeah.
I mean, there was redwoods everywhere. You were a mile from the beach or something like that. So, I don't know. That place was magical. It was really magical.
We went to
remember we had to drive up to that highest point in, was it Crescent? No.
No, it was in Klamath.
It was in Klamath?
Yeah, it was just
like
down the
highest
road.
Point. Yeah,
just
and that
to
was
get
the
cell
only
service.
place we could get cell service, yeah.
Because it was Ryan's birthday, and my parents wanted to call and sing her happy birthday.
That's right.
So we climbed, and it sucked because it was foggy, so we couldn't see the whales we probably would have seen if it wasn't foggy. But we, and there was a high bluffs overlook. That was a really cool trail over there. We biked that a couple of times.
Yeah, we talked about when we went on that.
And did we? I think that was...
No, we talked about it.
Okay. I think that was when we didn't
we couldn't make it up the hill. I think we talked about it.
Yeah, it was fun. There was the farm that wasn't there. It was like an old World War II radio station right on the coast. Just gorgeous. And again, I have all these pictures on our social media page.
You remember the banana slugs? They were so yellow, and they were all over near the
farm that wasn't. Yeah,
the farm that wasn't. Yeah, the
this
radar
little
tower.
boy that was visiting the redwoods. I was nice to him. He was sweet. He was probably like 14 years old, and he painted a rock to make it look like a banana slug, and it did. And he signed the bottom of it and gave it to me. It was really, really sweet.
And you still have that?
I do. I still have it. It's a really special, cool thing. And we met a lot of really neat people there.
Remember the girls? They used to run the, what do we call it?
Oh, the
Kids Corner?
Kamp Klamath Kids Club.
Yeah, Kamp Klamath Kids Club.
Yep, they would
practice their leadership styles.
Yep, every Tuesday and Saturday they would meet at the park, have all the kids meet at the park, and they would play games and come up with stuff. And so, I mean,
but they had a playground, a slide.
It was all summer. It was all summer.
Volleyball net.
Horseshoes.
Racquetball net. Not racquetball. What is that?
Rocket.
No.
Rocket. Fuck. Not badminton.
It is badminton.
But it's like.
It is. That's what it's called.
What do you call the thing you hit? What is that? It's something. The birdie?
An arrow? The bird?
Is it the birdie?
Could be. Let's go with that.
I don't know.
Let's make it up. It's your podcast. It's your
world.
Mine.
So, but yeah, so.
Tetherball.
They had a good time.
That place was great. It was a really nice area.
It was. I'm sure we'll have more stories that come up from there that we'll think of. We met Sam there, FifthWheelFeel. We mentioned him last couple.
He's made it in every single podcast, by the way.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. Good job, Sam. He's traveling the world right now. He's in Asia, I think.
Is that
with his brother. Yeah. He sold his fifth wheel and his truck, and he's an Air Force veteran, and he is now traveling with his brother.
He was the first person to ever teach me or talk to me about intermittent fasting.
That's right, and we were going to talk about that another episode.
We're going to have to do a podcast on that.
On weight loss. Yeah. So, okay, so then we left Klamath. Actually, we said, the work camping we did there, we didn't get paid. We worked 3 or 4 days a week. We got the spot for free. We got
a lot of freebies.
We
Like
did
when we went to the
Trees of Mystery,
and that's where they have all kinds of different redwoods.
The cathedral ones. And also the aquarium in Crescent City. We got discounts to that. Yeah. So it was, and the free electricity. I mean, you get your rent. You get all this stuff paid for. So it was really a cool transaction.
Yeah.
But the next one we wanted to do was one we could make money at. And so I started looking, and we found on the Work Camping and Work Campers on Wheels websites, found this gig we're doing now. And so then we headed down we needed to go see Ryan's grandma finally in Tehachapi. And we went and visited her. We went to Spaceport. No. First we went to Winchester Mystery House.
Kids got to see where I grew up.
That's right.
Got to see my town I grew up in.
He got to take them to Winchester Mystery House. He got to do that when he was a kid.
That place was awesome.
I've never been. That was fun.
We actually got to sign the book because we got to go see the attic
and the basement.
They haven't done that tour, and I don't remember when.
And the seance room. They'd never done it before. It was an extra special tour, and I'd like to think it is. And it was really cool. Some lady fainted in the room where the lady died.
Yep.
It was
I forgot about that.
I'm sensitive.
There was somebody
that
fainted when we were at the biosphere too.
Yeah, I think it was the humidity in the coastal room. It was really hot. Why are people always fainting?
That's what I was wondering.
I'm so fucking hot.
I thought it was because of me, but okay.
You are so hot. We're so hot together. You know, the first time
that
he and I kissed, a transformer blew up right next to us. We have so much electricity. Can you feel that? So we go down and we see the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose. We actually stayed at a fairground there, at RV Park Fairground, and we stayed there for 2 nights, I think, or 1 night, and then we went to see his grandma. Spaceport RV Park outside of Tehachapi. It's not in Tehachapi. It's whatever that town outside is, Mojave.
That's a decent little RV spot.
It was.
I wouldn't stay there long, but
no. There's a lot of full-timers.
Great. I think we stayed there a week, and but it was just what it was for, to hang out for a moment and go see my grandmother. So
and always do your research.
They were schoolie friendly.
Yeah, they were. Do your research.
Messed with us there. We used to walk around there at night.
Yep. Yeah. We would go for walks because we did start walking then.
It was decent.
And then we ended up we got into Arizona, and actually there was a really bad wreck when we came in.
I couldn't wait to get to Arizona.
I was ready to dry
I couldn't wait to get out of the Pacific Northwest because we had
algae.
Yeah.
Remember that?
All over the solar panels.
I had to clean it. It smelled, when I was cleaning it, smelled like an algae-ridden swimming pool. Like an old swimming pool.
Exactly what that smelled
aquarium
like.
Or something.
An aquarium.
And we had so much chipped paint and rust starting to form. The Pacific Northwest was fucking hell on that bus.
It was brutal.
Some rivets had came out on some of the windows we'd covered. We had to redo those. So there was quite a few things we needed to fix. But we ended up, when we got into Arizona, I remember the sun being so good on my skin. And
it was
so
nice.
Warm. Just so warm.
We didn't have an AC yet either.
No.
Oh, remember, because we tried to get one when we were in Northern California.
Fucking Camping World, man.
Man, those people.
We ordered this air conditioner, and then they said it was going to be here in so many days, and then it was going to be 2 weeks, and these fires are going on.
And we called beforehand or made sure beforehand that it was going to get there on time. Because we were the ones that were pressed on time.
Yeah, so we called.
We weren't going to get it if, we were not going to be able to receive this on time. So we made the phone call, made sure everything was good to go. And then all of a sudden, this thing wasn't coming. One thing showed up, but then the actual AC part didn't show up.
Yep.
And the guy told me, "Oh, you know what? It was already sent out. It'll be to you. It'll be at you at your location in 2 days. 2 days come and go. 3 days come and go. 4 days come and go." We call him back, and the guy says, "Oh, well, we don't know if it's been shipped out or not. So maybe it's coming to you. But if you don't get it in 2 more days, then we'll ship it out to you." And then it still never showed up. And then I don't know. There was some other excuse.
Well, we had a lot of fires going on too.
And then I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out of this. No thanks. We went to
Amazon.
Jeff Bezos, and he hooked us up. Yep.
We paid an extra $50 or $70.
Thanks, Jeff.
But I don't care. We
bought a lot of stuff for this bus through Amazon.
I wish we would have done that Amazon card, so we at least could have got some 5% back.
Could have gotten all kinds of points on that thing.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Next time.
So, yeah, we got to Arizona and got an AC installed.
We were in Casa Grande.
Jeez, dude. Still
90.
Yeah, mid-90s, October.
But the AC did a good job cooling it off. Yeah, it did a good job. It's the Atwood. It's an Atwood version. I don't think they make it anymore, but they do sell it.
Atwood Air Commander, it says.
Yeah. But yeah, so we really enjoyed Arizona.
Yeah. I enjoyed every place that we went to. Every place had its own unique beauty.
Yeah.
Feel, culture. It was fun everywhere we went.
The kids really
I liked how when you go on these travels, you can literally escape.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it is. So, for instance, during our travels at that time, remember that's when one of our kids' friends, I don't know, contacted them. They were going to commit suicide.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember that.
Yeah.
And so,
12,
it really
13.
put it in perspective for my kids to understand they're not trapped inside of one town.
Place.
They get to go around. They get to see a bunch of different cultures. They get to see
there's life outside of this
different way of living, bigger cities, smaller cities.
Right.
So I think it was really beneficial for them because they were kind of dealing with that at that time with their friend, saying that. So now they saw, they didn't understand. Well, why would you do that? There's a whole world out there versus this one kid who's stuck somewhere.
That's true.
That's sad.
That is sad.
Parents, make sure your kids know there's like a bigger world out there.
Yeah.
It just doesn't end at that, hometown.
And talk to them. Talk to your kids too.
I'm glad, she had the courage to come and tell us about that.
Yeah, me too. And I don't think she ever would have if we've gotten so close in this bus, literally, physically, and emotionally, and relationship-wise.
Absolutely.
Oh, you know what? Something I wanted to mention, Ryan's buddy Gray, he actually runs a kennel. It's called Honorable Kennels. He is breeding a beautiful female with his male Mac. Badass little dog. I love that dog.
Mac is awesome.
Who's fucking around is what he looks like. Yeah, Nino does a really great impression.
Started banging on Thunder that one day, trying to attack Thunder.
Oh my gosh, he was a cool little dog, and I haven't got to meet the female, but I'm sure she's just as great.
Yeah.
That's good. And they're great around kids. His kids do great with him.
Oh man, they wrestle with those dogs.
They've got
pull
babies.
Their ears and
They've got little babies, little toddlers. They do great. So check him out. He's on Facebook, Honorable Kennels. But yeah, we really enjoyed Arizona a lot because I think it was just had gotten so used to that coastal fog in Klamath and stuff too, and we were just kind of ready.
We were
for
attracted
sunlight.
to the sun for sure. We were craving vitamin D. Yeah,
that made me realize that maybe we would find a home in Arizona. Here comes Mila. She's gonna be breathing really heavy, you guys.
You're going to be able to hear it.
No, she's going to be quiet now. But
anyway,
you'll hear her. She might get excited and start barking. But yeah, so anyway, so as far as everything else goes, getting into Arizona and like really, we actually went to a RV park called High Chaparral. And it was actually like a 55, it was a 55 and older park, no, I'm sorry. It's an adult park, High Chaparral. And they said, come on, you're welcome to come, even if you have kids, it doesn't matter. It was their off season. They were about to start getting busy because it was like beginning October. And it was really great because the kids got to have some space, but we also got to hook up, have the full hookups and really get used to the Phoenix area, I guess, in general.
And we were really just out on our own little island of space, too.
Yeah, we were. It was really nice.
Yeah, they put us right in the front and
had a pool.
There was nobody there.
Really great laundry room. It was just schoolie friendly. Again, they love vintage buses. Guys, I'm about to do a article actually on them for Bus Conversion magazine. They're in this last November issue, Places to Park Your Schoolie, that I wrote. And I'm doing another one just on that park specifically because they're really great people, but always been really nice and friendly.
I like how they decorated that, kind of having that Western theme.
Oh, it's really cute.
They have their own streets, their own street names,
it's
big
cute.
Wagon wheels, and
yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah, metal cactus for the dogs to pee on.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
It's really cool.
Yeah, they have a pickleball court now.
Yeah.
I don't know what pickleball is.
We've never really played it. I think it's more for older people, or maybe it's like a Southwest thing.
I don't know. I don't know if I should tell their story about their competition that they did.
Oh, the golf carts?
Yeah. Can I share that?
Blind golf carts. I guess they'll have to. You know what? Kay will have to tell you more about it. Kay will have to tell you more about it as far as that goes, because she.
Yeah, I don't want to tell that story.
Don't tell it. Don't tell the story. But anyway, it's really fun. They actually hosted a bunch of bikers, Bubba Bikers or something like that, and these people they
cyclists.
Yeah, they cycle all across America. Oh, something I thought of, a lady we met at the Redwoods, she was passing out nutrition, health and science nutrition to public schools.
Oh, they did a documentary.
Yeah, and she was like, what age are your kids? And she got me this curriculum. It's health and science nutrition, and just gave me this curriculum. And so they're just health books, just typical like body, puberty, reproduction.
Oh, you're talking about the teacher from Maine.
Yeah, that lady. I'm sorry, we've met so many people. But yeah, the teacher from Maine.
I thought you were talking about the ones I helped with their propane.
No, that's a different one. Yeah, but yeah, so this was cool because people were just so willing to be like, man, that's so great. Y'all are doing stuff with your kids. I can't believe that. It's so great. So
here someone gave us 2 lasagnas.
Oh my God, I know, that's so nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brian helped some lady with her propane up there too. I forgot about that.
Somebody overfilled their propane. So you were only supposed to fill your propane tank to 80%. They had it, I don't even know what percent, but it was so much that it was literally leaking at the RV park. And somebody comes in, hey, someone's about to blow up. It smells like propane. And so right after that, maybe 5 minutes later, some guy comes in and he goes, hey, do you have a spot where I can bring my RV to and just maybe release this propane? Or, I don't know what to do right now.
Oh.
Well, I didn't know what to do either. But we bring him out to the middle of wherever. We release some of the propane, and then just to make sure ensure that he didn't have any leaks, I have a leak detection kit. So
yeah, it's a water column test kit.
Yep, I think it's exactly what it's called.
On it today.
Yeah, you really are, sweetie.
But yeah, and he helped him figure out what was going on. And
yeah, you just plug it into your stove. So you'll take your, God, I don't even know what that part's called, but the sleeve.
The rubber piece?
No, but it's the sleeve, that has your actual eye on it.
Oh, yeah.
And that it feeds in the air with your propane.
That's right.
And so you just take that little sleeve off and hook up the rubber part for the rubber water column tester to your propane. So that way you can test your entire system, and if you have any leaks, you'll start to see the gauge go down.
Right. You'll smell it too, and propane isn't always. It's actually unsmellable, right?
It has no scent.
But they add it so that way you can tell. And so we also have propane sensors inside of our bus too.
And propane's heavy, so it sits low
on the floor. So put your sensors on the floor.
Yes.
Near the floor. Yeah.
But yeah, so we saved them from any kind of danger. I had my first taste of kombucha with them.
Oh, yeah.
Always heard about it, never had it, and it's actually really good.
It is
good.
Kombucha. Dude, kombucha is really good. And you can actually make your own. I have some friends that do it.
You keep talking about it. I'm waiting for you to do it.
I just haven't done it yet.
I know. As I haven't.
Yes, I know, right? This is the guy that likes to ferment stuff.
I do.
He likes to do that stuff.
It's fun.
Made beer. That was really good. But yeah, so what we did this year in our travels, or I guess, we ran that lot, the work camping lot. We ran a pumpkin patch, Christmas tree lot, and then a fireworks stand last winter in Casa Grande, and we made a little bit of money, and it was pretty cool. We managed it. It was easy stuff. We actually had to work some of the tree drilling and stuff like that. But this year we went into it. We decided to do it again. We met a guy named Bruce with Avra Valley Growers. He's out of Tucson or Morena. I'm sorry. And then they have a little
Marine Corps veteran.
Fresh on Second, I think, is the name of their little farm vegetable store in Tucson. You should check it out. They also
He got into some hydroponics as well.
He did.
With his grow towers, correct?
Yeah, I can't remember what the company's name is, but he also does True Love Honey too. But he's been doing Casa Grande Gardens. My daughter painted the sign for him.
Yes, she did.
So Bruce was awesome because you meet all kinds of people on your ventures, and
opportunities just fall into your lap, and people will just fall into your lap. And of course, you have to take the good with the bad,
right?
Because there's going to be a lot of people you probably don't want to,
associate with.
Associate with. Yeah, let's just put it bluntly. And
yeah,
but there's just some really great people out there that, I don't know, they just show up at the right time. We were, I think about 3-4 days from wrapping up the fireworks season, and we were starting to talk about, okay, well, where do we want to go from here? We hadn't even thought about it.
No, we didn't.
And normally that's way off base for me. I used to always have to plan every single thing out in detail just to make sure you know, we had somewhere to go, or just so everything went smoothly.
Sure.
So that was kind of new. 3 days out, nowhere, planned, scheduled to go, and he walks in the tent. Hey, where are you guys going after this? I don't know. We're trying to figure that out today. We just started talking about it. And he offered us a spot out in Casa Grande.
Yeah, so, on a guy named Jerry on his property, and he had a little spot, and we stayed there. It was only going to be for 3 months, and then Ryan ended up getting shingles, and then we did it. We went ahead and did it an extra month till he got better. But we did some renovations there. We lowered the bed. We changed out the water tank. We actually changed the couch cushions out to like a huge king foam mattress to make it really comfortable.
They're so nice.
They are really nice. And I can't remember what else we did. Oh, we bought this Costaway washer that we do our clothes with while we're off grid.
$30.
And the solar runs it. Costaway washer. It's a washer and a spinner.
It was normally $200, and we found it on OfferUp, Let Go, one of those type apps.
$30.
Some lady in Florence was selling it for $30.
I love that fucking thing. I got a YouTube video on it too. I'll put it in the description. It's a review of it, and it worked really well.
That's what cleaned our Vibrams.
Yeah, our Vibram 5 fingers turned out really nice. Really nice. So, so we ended up really liking Arizona. We left from there. We wanted to head up north and check out the northern parts of Arizona. We got to Black Canyon City, and it was a small town, and it was okay to stay we stayed for a month, kind of hung out. They had a pool there, had 2 goats that rocked the campground. It was kind of cool.
Right. They used to tear up the tent campers.
Oh my God. They kept harassing those poor kids.
They would chew off the zipper, bust through the doors, chew through the doors. Then they would go eat all their food. That was funny. I had
to get one out one day. It was terrible. But yeah, then we moved on to what was it? Over in Camp Verde. We were over there, and we hung out there all summer. It was their off season too. Yep. It was a resort.
And from there, we would just branch out to other places, go see like the Grand Canyon.
Yep, Flagstaff.
That was pretty cool, the Grand Canyon.
We did a lot of hiking trails there. We went to Sedona. There was there was an awesome homeschool group in Casa Grande that my friend Brooke runs. We'll have to have them on the podcast. Her husband Elton runs Ceven Tactical. They do like gun classes and all kinds of cool stuff. Brooke runs
Concealed carry.
Unschool Gangsta on Instagram. So if you're into unschooling your kids at all, road schooling kind of stuff, follow her. She's got some really great quotes and some really inspirational advice. She's a mom of 5, 2 grown kids whom she didn't homeschool, but these 3 she did. And she is just a plethora of knowledge. And she went to Hogwarts College. School of Witchcraft. I can't remember what the actual name is, but she calls it Hogwarts, and it sounds really cool, and I want to pick her brain on it, so we'll definitely have to have her on. But anyway, so we met a really great homeschool group in Sedona. Ryan it was a teen meetup. She got to go to Starbucks and hang out with teens her age and a little bit older, a little bit younger even. She hung out with the pizza place, and I don't know. It was good. They got to get out, and everywhere we go, they got to get out.
And then from there, we went back to High Chaparral.
Yeah, we decided to take the next gig with the tree lot that we worked again, and he offered us a bigger lot near Fort Huachuca, which is near a military installation. And we took it. I guess we did a really good job last year. So
in Sierra Vista.
Sierra Vista, yeah. So here we are. We're here now.
Sierra Vista is beautiful. I love the mountains around here.
But yeah, High Chaparral actually invited us back, so we stopped there on the way in and took a little breather, kind of got some stuff together, met with some friends, and then we headed out again to here. Here we are.
This is what we're doing. So out of all of this, all the travels you just talked about, do you have like a most favorite something that we did?
Man.
Mine would be the Winchester Mystery House because I went as a kid. So to be able to take my kids to something and then get to sign some creepy book that people haven't signed in who knows how long because they shut down that part of the tour.
Sure.
That's really cool.
I can't really pick one, but I will say I really enjoyed going to the beach in the Pacific Ocean.
Right near the beach, boy.
There was this, it was False Klamath Cove, I think, and it was cool because on one side of the cove, there were like pink starfish. We would literally just go out on these rocks in low tide and just go explore.
The anemones?
The anemones were pink too. And we would find mussels, and I would collect all these mussels. We would eat them, we'd eat them for dinner. We'd see crabs, we'd see fish. It was really cool. And then the other side of the beach, there were green anemones. And tons of mussels.
So weird that they were separated like that.
Me and the kids climbed all over those rocks, and Mila got to go a couple times and fought the waves. She was actually scared. It tackled her one time. Straight tackled
I forgot about that.
It was good though. We all had a really good time. And I mean, I don't know, even Skokomish Park was fun. We had some really cool trails we went on, and I don't know, I had adventures kind of everywhere.
That Skokomish Park walk that we got lost on was fun. Yeah.
It was fun. So, and the water was so cold, and Mila was the only one really enjoying it. We would get in these inner tubes and go float out in the little area, and Mila would push the kids out farther, and then she'd come back and get them, and she would,
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
She would swim out, and the kids would just grab her collar, and she would just bring them back.
Bring them back to us. That's
she was our Nana. Oh, Nana.
Poor Nana.
She reminds us of that dog off of Peter Pan.
So there's not just one for you.
I can't think of one.
Yeah.
Not just one. Yeah, because we did so many things. We did Slide Rock even. That was a lot of fun. Slide Rock near Sedona. Grasshopper Point. That was another swimming hole we did. That was a lot of fun, too. We've just gone on a lot of really cool hikes. We found some really cool stuff.
More.
Yeah.
Since doing that RV or bus life.
And I got to say, guys, I mean, if anybody's doing this, or I don't know what your solution to whatever problem you got, but this one was ours. And I'm going to tell you that. Oh, I forgot.
Awesome. That was best advice ever. You were this close to giving the crowd just some nugget of fine wisdom, and you forget. It's great news.
Well, basically, you guys just, everybody has their own journey. Everybody's got their own solution.
Walk it.
Yeah, walk it.
Walk it however way. Whatever it is, whatever you think your solution is, walk it.
Exactly.
Don't let anybody tell you, that's not the right way. Because our way is not your right way.
It's a very personal experience, and the thing with this bus is, she got us out and about and exploring new places. We knew that if we stayed in one place for a month to 3 months, we would know if we wanted to stay there for life.
Sure.
Or at least for longer than a year. So that was kind of the criteria. And the property had to have a wow factor. It had to have water, or a way to get water. Yeah. And we had to be able to run solar out there. So out of all those adventures, that's always been in the back of our mind to find, really. So that's kind of why we started this whole thing in a nutshell.
Yeah. Well,
I guess that's it then.
I think that's all. Yeah.
Well, let's you know what? We didn't do it last podcast, but I want to leave them with our mottos. I want to leave them with the main one that I do. It's teamwork makes the dream work.
And if you can build it, if you can dream it, you can build it.
There you go.
No, we're gonna end that. We're not gonna do that.
Okay, no worries.
Out of all of that, that's where it gets messed up.
That's the bad one.
I dropped it. I dropped it at the one. We're coming to you from our 49 square foot podcast studio, 100% powered by solar in our Skoolie Chitty Bang.
You can find our shenanigans online at thecrabshomestead.com and Talkin' Chitty on Facebook and Instagram. You can also follow our Skoolie life on Facebook at Chitty Bang Skoolie and Instagram at The Crabs Homestead.